Welcome back to the Help We're Nerds podcast.
Help, I thought I got away.
Sorry for the delay in episodes.
Somebody decided to get a dog.
Yes, I did. I decided to get a puppy. For the nerd community, he is named Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Kenobi.
Yeah. Me and my partner couldn't decide on a name for the dog, and I phoned my sister for some advice on, naming the dog and stuff like that. Even your partner helped. And after speaking to my sister...
we left that flat with you having a name.
I know, and then it changed.
And the next thing you know, your partner's texting me going, by the way, it's called Obi now. Okay?
Basically, the name we picked was Grover from Percy Jackson.
Which was cool.
It was cool. However, everyone I spoke to that had seen a photo of the dog said it doesn't fit.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
I actually don't know, but they kept saying it don't fit. So I was mulling it over, and then I said, talking to my sister, and she went, "Oh my God, name him Obi-Wan." And I said, "Why?" And she went, "So that I can come round and go, General Kenobi."
The problem is, because the colour of the dog, I had to go more of a Sith's name.
But,
can you imagine you shouted, "Vader, come here"?
See, part of me wanted to do that because he's black-furred, so I was like...
Vader?
Palpatine,
come here.
No. I would never honour that dick.
Anyway, yeah, so you decided to get a dog, so you ignored the channel. We get it.
Didn't ignore the channel, I went on hiatus.
It's okay, guys, I still loved you.
Hey, if we'd have got some messages, I would have responded, but...
Well, you'd have to. I keep forgetting to get the account passwords off you.
I have given you them multiple times. You just keep forgetting to sign.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny. But
not to the fans. I have a shit memory.
Yes, you do. But, no, so that was the big life thing that got in the way. As such, certain episodes that were planned and broadcast out obviously won't happen just because there's not really any point at this point. Like, for example, we said we'd do a House of the Dragon episode. However, so many weeks has passed since the finale of that season that...
And I haven't watched it.
No, you haven't. But so many weeks have passed since that finale that it's not relevant enough.
No.
Now, I will give my thoughts on the series.
Matt Smith better be one of the White Walkers. That's all I'm saying.
I will give my thoughts on the series later on in the episode, but it won't be getting a dedicated episode at that point, is what I'm trying to say.
Or because somebody decided to get a dog.
Yes.
That's it. Everyone blame it on Ethan.
Hey, it's not like you haven't got a busy schedule, Mr. Manager of the library.
I know, it's kind of funny saying I'm dyslexic.
So,
my friends from school keep going, "Really? You dyslexic, right?" Yeah. Don't worry, I see the irony.
So, yeah. This is our first recording in a couple of weeks, and...
I don't know what I'm doing.
You didn't know what you were doing when we were doing it on the regular.
I still don't know what I'm doing.
So,
I've told you, you're the tech guy.
I know. But, yeah, so that's basically what's been happening in the meantime since between episodes for us. I
have an idea for an episode. I'm going to put it out here on the podcast.
Yeah? Go on.
It has to be okay with your cousins.
Go on.
And sister. We do a podcast. D&D session.
I would absolutely love that. I will talk to our D&D group about that, because I would absolutely love to record that and stick it on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I say that group because one of our friends in the other group definitely would not be up for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think anxiety can be a big factor on that.
It's a bugger.
But
mental health, yay.
I'm sure my sister, brother-in-law, little cousin, partner would sign off. It's getting the DM to sign off.
Yeah.
But we can talk to him about it. Maybe do a one shot.
Yes, that'd be cool.
Stick it on there and see if there's any recourse for listening to us do crazy shit on the internet. But so yeah, obviously we had the Pride stuff up for the last 3 months to celebrate Pride, which varies from region to region. I know that America have it slightly earlier than we do in the UK. So
yeah. They do things at different times. It confuses me because I see American go, "It's Mother's Day." It's like, that was like 3 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. I get TikTok. It's mainly TikTok for me that makes me confused because they'll start posting videos with their mothers and being like, "Happy Mother's Day, Mum, you're amazing." And it's like, Mother's Day was in March.
I end up going downstairs going, "Mum, I've not missed Mother's Day, have I?" No, it's 3 months ago. I thought so.
Yeah, but that's how holidays work in different areas.
Giddy stuff.
But now that we've caught you up on our life,
somebody's got a grievance with D&D.
I do have a grievance with D&D. So now that we've done the a day in our life bit, we'll do the
actual part of the podcast,
the geek section. So, by the way, if you like this new format where we talk about random shit before we get into the podcast, please leave a like on the video, and this is how we'll do it from now on. I've noticed multiple podcasts do that, and I want to see if you guys prefer it that way.
And I'm mentally fucked, so I've probably got something going off.
Exactly.
Hi. Anyway, Grievous, go.
So, as the D&D community will know, and those that are trying to tip their toe into D&D 2024 is coming out this year. Although it's called D&D 2024, and the only book coming out the only two books coming out in 2024 are the Player's Handbook and the Monster Manual. The DM's Guide doesn't come out until 2025.
Has it? Crap.
Yep. But so, for those of you that are in the space, you'll know that there was a big thing with D&D Beyond where they were going to force us to take the spells from and magic items from D&D 2024, even if we'd bought the D&D 2014 5th edition set. Thankfully, that's been rectified, and you can now opt into those spells if you want.
But are they going to be better?
Yes and no. It depends on your perspective.
I don't know, all I know is what you've told me, and I've watched one of the YouTubers you suggested go through all the new bits for each of the...
So, the reason why I'm saying it depends on your perspective is, say you're a cleric. You've done a cleric build, yeah? The go-to thing for clerics in 5th edition was to cast Spiritual Weapon. That thing my mum used
the dildo.
As a dildo, yeah, when she played D&D. To hit people with, not... She shaped the spiritual weapon like a dildo.
Yeah, the audience know, don't worry.
I'm just prefacing here, because my mum listens to this.
Yes, he did get embarrassed. Thank you, Kerry, for that session.
But then, on top of that, you would throw up something like a Spirit Guardians, which is a massive aura of spirits that if an enemy walks into, blah, 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 the community know what it does.
I assume a bit like Cloud of Knives.
Sort of, yeah, but it surrounds the cleric, and if the cleric moves, it moves.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, that combination was pretty good, because you could just stand there and take out enemies, and then order your spiritual weapon to bonk other enemies on the head. Like now what they've done in D&D 2024 is they've made both of them a concentration spell.
Ooh.
So you can't concentrate on more than one spell at a time.
That's
so you
crap.
can't cast both. Unless you're a war cleric, which means you have to take a specific subclass. That's another thing that bugs me about D&D 2024. I understand it from a mechanic point of view, but gameplay point of view doesn't make sense. Every class now takes the subclass at level 3. Now, like I said, mechanic-wise, I get it. It makes it fair for players. Everyone gets their subclass at the same time.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, though, and roleplay-wise, how does it make sense for a cleric or a warlock to not know what domain they are / who their patron is?
It sounds a bit weird.
It doesn't work,
No.
in my opinion. Picking Fiend Warlock at level 3 means for 2 levels, you were just a warlock getting your power from something you knew nothing about. And that can be fun in a niche way, where you're like, okay, so you're stealing the power from this creature, and at level 3, it gains awareness of you and now forces you into a deal.
Yeah.
That's fun as a one-off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that every time I want to play a warlock.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd not pick Warlock again.
Whereas in the current version in 5e, you pick your subclass as a warlock at level 1, and you know who your patron is. Now, the way I would fix this personally is you would still pick your subclass at level 1, so you know who your patron is and you've made that deal. However, to keep it fair for other players, the mechanics of picking that subclass don't activate till level 3. That way, you still pick your subclass as a cleric and a warlock, but you don't know. You don't get the added features till level 3.
That makes more sense.
Same with sorcerers. It really makes no sense with sorcerers.
No.
Because you can find a niche way to be like, oh, you just worship this god, but you haven't picked the domain of that god's portfolio that you're in. Or you steal the power from the warlock and then it becomes aware of you and you're forced into a contract. With a sorcerer, your magic comes from your blood, so you kind of need to know which blood. And again, like the warlock, there is a niche way of doing it where it's you have this power, but you don't know where it comes from, and by level 3 you discover where your power is coming from. Again, like the warlock, fun the first time you do it.
Yeah. It does. Just hearing about it puts me off of picking them.
Yeah. So that's my gripe. Now,
so will it affect if somebody forgets to make sure they don't, if they accidentally end up picking the new one? Will it affect characters already made?
no.
Okay.
So, your already established characters on D&D Beyond will stay with the old system. Thank God.
So my Lucifer and what will be fine.
Yeah. However, the new update to D&D Beyond, which I got access to through paying for the master tier, has updated the system. So when I go to create a character now, I now have D&D 2024 classes from the free supplement guide, because I haven't bought the book, I've just got the free supplement, which actually only gives you access to a few of them, not all the classes. So you only get access to wizard, rogue, cleric, fighter,
Monk.
No.
Not monk anymore.
In the free supplement, you'll get access to them all if you buy the whole book.
Yeah.
But in the free supplement, you get access to, I think it's at least 5, and it's fighter, warlock, cleric, rogue, and I forgot and wizard. That's it. That's all you get access to. So there's no ranger, there's no monk, there's no artificer. You don't get access to the 2024 versions of them. Through the free book.
That's weird.
Now the free book for 5e, you got access to everything.
Yeah.
It's just you got a limited version.
Yeah.
On top of that, you still get access to your old stuff.
Yeah.
But it's classed as legacy.
Okay.
Or expanded material.
Okay.
I
know most of mine I get through
my link, yeah, which you'll still be able to get. They've also updated the character builder so that it's more in line with 2024's edition, which is really annoying because, as you'll know, you've made characters before, you used to go race, class, and then everything else.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Now you go class, origin, species.
Surely origin and species are the same.
No, origin's your background, so like Acolyte.
So the bit at the end you don't really care about until the end.
Yeah, I mean, for the 2024 version, they buffed the origin. So it makes sense when you're making a 2024 character to do that, because the way that the 2024 character works is you don't get, like, added shit from picking your species.
No.
Like you used to. You know, like how you got, like, certain proficiencies and things like that.
Yeah, my latest character, which I'm bringing into Your Cousin's campaign, because I'm a pirate, I get better, like, survival and...
Yeah. But with
thingy,
you know, like with goblins, for example, you got proficiencies in like in certain things just because you pick that race.
Yeah, I'm good against big things because I'm small.
Yeah, that's gone. Things that are specific to races are like proficiencies and weapon proficiencies that are specific to races are gone. Which makes sense, just because
weapons, yeah, because I hate it when I'm a small character and I've got to up my strength just to hold a sword.
And also, the caveat of smaller creatures only having 25 feet of movement is gone in 2024 edition. Everyone has the standard base set.
30.
Yeah. So, that debuff's gone from it, which is a good thing, because that's unfair. Just because you're slightly smaller doesn't mean you can walk less. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got the idea of that.
But it mechanically doesn't work. It's not fair in game.
It was annoying.
So
I've got a bit with what, but that's good.
The race specifics that are gone now come from background, which again makes sense. Getting your weapon proficiency because you chose to be a knight.
Yeah, it
makes sense. So background is more important for like what languages you know, what proficiencies you get.
I never know what to pick with the language.
I just usually go with your standard Tolkien races. So if I can't think of a language that's specific, like if I'm playing a cleric, I'm picking Celestial because I want to read God language. That makes sense.
Yeah, I tend to either pick that or because there's a lot of elves in Your Cousin's campaign and you've got Army in our campaign, I tend to pick Elvish.
I usually go, these are the languages I usually pick. I usually either pick Celestial, if I know that I'm playing a cleric and reading that makes sense. If Infernal, if I know the campaign's going to have a lot to do with demons and shit.
Yeah.
Or Infernal stuff. Or Elvish, because 9 times out of 10 you do.
Elves will be thrown in.
Elves will be thrown in at some point. And on occasion, and I only did this in Dale's campaign because to kind of piss my sister off a little bit. So, my sister character is married to a dwarf.
Yes.
And can speak Dwarvish as a result.
See, she's happy. She's fine with, like, flirting with this fake character, even though her husband's in the same campaign. With your one, my other half's in that campaign. I find it weird to flirt with other characters.
I mean, you do, but you can still do it.
Yeah, I try to, but I still feel weird as hell.
But, so with that, I intentionally, when I made my next character, because I got bored of the current character I was playing, intentionally gave him the ability to speak Dwarvish. So when she said something secretly in Dwarvish, my character could respond in Dwarvish. Just so my sister could the way it played out in game was she was sat at the table and with her wife and everything when I got introduced, and her wife said something.
Yeah, I understood it as well.
In Dwarvish.
Ash knows Dwarvish.
In Dwarvish, and I said to the DM and to the group, I respond in Dwarvish, and then said, I can't remember the conversation, but I responded in Dwarvish, and my sister went, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So I was like, that was the response I wanted, and when you do it, like that's what I usually go for. Like, is it going to work mechanically? Is it going to work backstory-wise? Or is it just going to wind someone up at the table that you've picked a language that they thought they were the only one that knew? Especially when I'm playing with family. Because, like, playing with family and winding family up is fun.
Yeah, my new guy knows Common, which is Goblin for him, Elvish, Giant, the monkey one, Head Dozy, and then Thieves can't.
Yeah, because it's rogue.
He's a hunter, he's a ranger hunter, and then a slight bit of rogue. And then my other one I play in your campaign is a paladin with a bit of sorcerer.
Yes.
But that's because he's a fallen angel.
Yes, it was a paladin warlock to begin with, but we played it out in game that...
And it's like, the warlock doesn't feel right. Is it just me? No.
Yeah, we played it out in game that he only took the warlock pact to maintain his power because he'd been stripped of it. However, once he'd fulfilled the contract, his divine power started to return. So that's why he's swapped to sorcerer.
But sadly, when it happens and you lot meet him, I'm going to have to throw one heck of a deception roll. And hope you lot don't have good passive perception.
The only issue you've got with that
is you.
It's not me, it's Tom.
See, I don't know if I mind Tom knowing I'm a vampire.
Just because Tom's character has the observant feat. So, he's highly observant. That's why he's got such a high passive.
See, I'm changing for two reasons. One, as much as I like Ash, I got bored.
That's why I changed from my cleric character.
And two, there wasn't much I could really do with Ash.
See, the only upside to my cleric character was that the backstory of him being a demigod, but not knowing he was a demigod. And while that was intriguing, like, getting to that point and having it revealed to the character and the rest of the party, like, I knew that, so I asked the DM if we could do that, and he said yeah. But getting to that point, it got a little tedious. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to retire this character and I'm going to play a drow wizard with a pain kink. And,
well, for your family members who are listening, when Ash goes, which you don't know how, I do, it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Does he kill the cow?
Maybe, maybe not. If he doesn't. Hopefully, not that you lot will know, the new guy's a vampire.
Yeah, I knew that because you asked me how to put it on your character sheet.
But he is I call him Goblin Monkey. He's a goblin, but he looks a lot like an ape. He is a ranger, and his subclass for ranger is hunter. And he's a slight bit of rogue, because he is a pirate.
A pirate. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, but the difference is this guy is about 4 foot tall. Not even that. And if I can, I'm going to try and make Oakley's character. I'm going to get him to keep climbing on Oakley's character and keep getting piggybacks.
Yoda him.
Yes.
Basically.
That's the plan. But yeah, he's going to be upfront as much as possible. And hopefully if I pass a lovely deception check, you lot won't know I'm a vampire for a bit.
So that'll be fun for our party to learn and things like that. You know, there's things you know out of game. Like, I know this, and anyone that listens to this podcast will know this. However, as D&D players, we kind of keep that out of the game. The characters don't know that. Like, there's a secret trapdoor in the room that we're going in, and we all know where we're heading. We're playing a combination of Lost Mine of Fendelver, Dragon of Storm, like I Spy Peak, sorry, and a bunch of other things. Like, my DMs basically took the Essentials kit, the Starter kit, and a couple of other shit and just smushed.
Like in your campaign, when our friend found that bag with stuff in, we put our hands in it a couple of times, and out of game, you openly admitted maybe you shouldn't keep putting your hand in there.
Yeah.
So out of game, me and our friend, I kept wanting to say his name then.
Levi.
Levi. Went to we sat there for a minute going, we really shouldn't put our hands in there. And it was like, well, out of game, yes, Rob and Levi
won't put their hands in there because they could see my face, but their characters can't see
But Finn and Lucifer, and we sat there going, we both kind of went, yeah, we would, they would.
Yeah. So they did, and then some shit happened.
Yeah, I got my hand bit.
Yep. But it was a bag of holding, and it had some crazy shit in it. Basically, we started out playing Storm King's Thunder. However, through massive sidetracks that they took us on,
and my obsession with Vikings,
and Rob's obsession with Vikings, we ended up starting to play a Will Ragnarok happen campaign.
That court case one-shot was fun.
Yeah, I did a Law and Order style one-shot because one of my players used a Ring of Wish to wish all gods off the material plane.
Yeah, Levi keeps going to bring it up, then remembering he can't because he's forgotten. It's another time when you know what's happened, but your character doesn't.
Yeah, so what we did is we rolled the one-shot into the main campaign. However, we made it so that only those that had Warlock patrons could remember it.
Yeah, so Chloe remembers it because of
her Warlock patron, her dad.
Her daddy. And I remember it because, well, I'm a god anyway.
Because Lucifer.
Well, he's technically angel, but technically not anymore.
But,
At the end, he'll get it back. I'm determined.
Maybe. And also, maybe something else too.
Oh. I'm intrigued.
You know the myths. I'm not gonna thingy, but you know the myths, and you know the fact that after Ragnarok, certain things happen.
I know.
Certain gods take over.
I know.
And they're usually the children of Odin and Thor and stuff like that. So let's see if you can put two and two together, but not say it out loud.
That'd be awesome.
But so that's where I have another campaign that I run at the Carer Centre, and to be honest, I started off with a plan, and then I forgot the plan, and I can't find the document with the plan. So now it's just. This is happening because it's the first thing that popped into my head when you asked this question.
So the point of all these stories is, if you're thinking about getting into D&D, do it.
Do it.
It's fun.
If you want to start with the 2024 edition, then start with it. There'll be no problem if you've never played D&D. If you have played 5th edition, you'll probably already have made your mind up about 2024 edition.
Yeah.
Because there'll be some of us that love it, and love the changes because it makes it a more balanced game and things like that. And there will be some of us that will think, yeah, but it just nerfed the game.
Just basically Marmite.
Yeah. I think it nerfed the game, personally. So, the big thing that you guys will know, especially if you follow the TikTok and the last episode, was we were big fans of the Acolyte.
I wouldn't say big fans, but we were fans.
We were fans of the Acolyte then. But, unfortunately, due to in our opinion is toxicity within the fandom, Season 2 won't be going ahead.
It's just stupid.
It is stupid. I understand that there are general criticisms for the Acolyte. Was the story the best written? No.
It definitely needed better writing.
It needed polishing up before it went to air. Like, why have two flashback episodes to the same thing? I get it was from two different perspectives, but that should have been one episode. First half from one perspective, second half from the other.
It should have been.
But that's my opinion anyway on that. But some of the gripes of ruining Anakin's legacy...
It didn't. Completely two different things.
And things like that, and how it changes the story of Star Wars, which it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
And how the Sith can't be around yet.
Of course they can.
They can, and every Jedi that knew there were a Sith there is now dead, which is what we were told was going to happen.
Yep.
So, it doesn't break anything, and I feel bad for the cast and crew, because while it wasn't the best Star Wars story, It was miles better than the worst.
Oh.
And what you guys think is one of the best, me and Rob find boring.
Andor.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll admit, I have recently watched the ending. It gets better, but I hope season 2 has a lot more to it than season 1.
I find Andor boring. I probably will watch season 2 just to see if it gets any better, but I personally find it boring.
The first half of the series of Andor could probably be about an episode and a half. But they made it about 4 episodes. And they didn't need to.
I'm just not one for the skulking around politics, boardroom office shit.
I get it, and like I said, for about an episode and a half, it's not bad. But you don't need it for 4 episodes.
But then again, I'm the same person that doesn't really like The Office TV show.
We're going to have words.
I get why everybody loves The Office. It's just not my cup of tea.
But, saying that, my favourite Star Wars series is probably Obi. Mandalorian.
I love Obi. Obi is one of my favourites, but Mandalorian comes out.
I also like Ahsoka, but Ahmed Levi didn't. But I've watched Rebels and I enjoyed Rebels.
I love Rebels.
So I got most of the things in there.
I love Rebels. I love Kanan. Kanan is one of the best Jedi ever.
Yes. If that gets a season 2, I'd like to know what they're going to do with one of the baddies. May he pray, rest in peace.
We'll see what they do there. You could put him in a suit and just play.
But like I said before, it takes a lot for me to say something is shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it's safe to say we're both disappointed that season 2 is not going ahead.
I'd like some form of series version of Han Solo.
Yeah. See, I'd love a series like that. Don't put Han in it.
Well, last time I heard they were going to try and do a Lando one.
I want to see what happens with Maul. Like, we know how it ends. We know he dies in Rebels. But what happened between the end of Solo and him dying in Rebels?
And after me and Levi read about another character, General Grievous, I'd love a backstory series on that.
See, I think they should put that in, like, Tales from the Sith or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do a one-off episode. I'd have, like, a couple of episodes.
A lot of people hated the Han Solo movie. I didn't mind it. I'm not a big fan of the guy that they cast as Han.
I don't like a Han Solo movie. I almost said series, same as you. Yeah. But that's not because I think it's a bad movie. I just think it's an unnecessary movie.
Why?
We didn't need it. It's the same feeling I get for Rogue One. While I love Rogue One, I actually think Rogue One is a really good Star Wars movie.
Oh, it's a really good Star Wars movie.
But I have this feeling of, did we need this movie? We were given the backstory in the original film. So do we need this? No. Is it nice to have it? Yeah. And when it's executed, like Rogue One is, it's a must watch when you do your Star Wars rewatch. Yeah. Do I think Solo is one of those films that when I'm rewatching all 9 movies, I'm going to throw in? Probably not.
I have recently watched all 9 movies again. Phantom Menace is not anywhere near as bad as I used to think it was.
No.
It's not the best, but...
The Phantom Menace has the same problem as Andor Episode 1, 2, 3 and 4, for me.
Yeah.
It's too focused on the politics.
I get why, but...
It makes sense for the premise of the story. However, you don't go do a Star Wars project for politics. You go for action and adventure.
I like the fact that the guy who played Jar Jar Binks got to come back in Mandalorian. That was nice.
Jar Jar Binks is not actually as annoying as people made out.
No.
Yes, he's annoying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying your feelings of being annoyed by Jar Jar Binks is wrong. I just don't think he's as annoying as people make out.
And the actor definitely didn't deserve the hate.
No.
Thinking about Mandalorian, though, we did get A-cast news.
Yes, we did.
Ripley, Sigourney Weaver herself, is going to be in the Mandalorian movie.
I have no idea as what.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And second thing we heard was Pedro might not be in the suit all the time, which doesn't surprise me. All Pedro really needs to do is do the voice work.
Yeah.
Saying in season 3 he was barely there, and I couldn't tell it was a stuntman doing the walking.
You can't tell it that because they're wearing the helmet the whole time. As long as it's Pedro's voice, it doesn't really matter.
Well, he's just finished filming his scenes for Last of Us season 2.
Yeah, and then he'll be going into his filming for Fantastic Four.
That's what he's doing now.
So,
do you know he's got bad anxiety?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just know he's an awesome dude.
I saw a scene when he was on stage with the girl playing Sue Storm, and he touched her arm, and as soon as he did that, she grabbed his hand, and he was saying afterwards it's because he's got terrible anxiety.
But yeah, because you brought up Fantastic Four, some people were complaining online about the suits.
What, the one clip we got?
The one photo we got with Ben Grimm in the suit, yeah.
Oh, I think I won't go straight prosthetics. I hope they put some CGI to it as well.
I think it looks okay. It looks comic accurate.
I thought you meant the suit itself.
Oh, and the suit itself.
Part of me went, well, to be honest, this is the first one clip.
And also,
doesn't mean it's the last suit.
When you look at the suit and you compare it to previous MCU suits, look at Iron Man's original armor, which was shit.
Yeah,
before he did his red and gold one. Look at Captain America's first suit.
You got to remember two things. One, we've got two clips of the suit. It does not mean that's the final suit.
And two, this is a retro 60s version.
Exactly. So I'm not surprised.
Plus, they wear a blue and white suit in like quite a few of the animations. One of my favourite animated Fantastic Four shows has them in a blue and white outfit with an orange circle and then a 4. I think it's a 2000s show. Johnny has like that.
Yeah, I know.
Flamey hair.
The only hatred I've got, well, I won't say hatred, grievous I have with that at the minute, is, to me, they're using Galactus too soon.
Unless it's why they end up in the MCU.
Yes, that is the only thing I'll give it. I like the fact they're using the female Silver Surfer instead of the other one. It means we can have Norman in it.
We can have Norman Rand in it and
at some point. Specifically because he's actually Stanley's favourite character.
So, Norman Rand could be the Silver Surfer of our universe.
Yes.
Where his girlfriend is the Silver Surfer of the original Fantastic Four universe.
When I first heard a lady had been cast, because originally the rumour was Anna Taylor-Joy. I think that's her last name. That young girl was in everything.
Yeah.
She was in that Gambit series.
Yeah.
Originally, she was rumoured, and I was iffy about it if they were gender swapping. But from what I've heard, they're not. They're using the other one.
They're using the other female...
Which is fair enough.
The alternate universe female Silver Surfer. It is an alternate universe, so why would they not?
I love Silver Surfer, mainly because it is Stanley's favourite. People need to remember that. When I say that, people always get confused, because he's a Spider-Man. Spider-Man is his favourite of his creations. Silver Surfer was created by Jack Kirby, his good friend and artist. And that's his favourite overall, for what I've read.
I love the Silver Surfer. I think he was grossly mishandled in Rise of the Silver Surfer.
So much.
But hopefully we get a good Silver Surfer.
Then again, that's surprising because under the suit was Doug Jones, who's known for prosthetic work. His most known one to me is Hellboy. He's the fish person in the first two Hellboys. And then Lawrence Fishburne, which that match to me was perfect. They just Squidwise fucked it up.
Yeah.
It does make me hope I may get one of my favourites, other favourites in the MCU. I doubt I will, but hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I think the MCU can pull off the Fantastic Four, especially because coming from a different universe. Maybe coming to our universe changes their powers slightly. I think that'd be a really cool twist. Like, maybe Sue's pregnant at the time they travel to our universe, and that's why Franklin can warp reality, because he comes from a different reality and cross the multiverse. That'd be cool. Cause
Did you know, from what I've read, Stan Lee based the Human Torch in Fantastic Four Johnny Storm off of the original Human Torch.
I did not.
I don't know how much is true, but that is what I read recently, which I find cool.
I think it'd be cool if, like, in the multiverse saga, at the end when the Fantastic Four show up, like, Johnny introduces himself as the Human Torch, and someone goes, "Isn't that an android?" Just because we saw that android at the Stark Expo in Captain America: First Avenger, and nothing came of it.
Sticking with Marvel for a second, what's coming up soon?
Cap.
Now I was thinking Agatha.
Oh, Agatha, yeah. Have you seen the little clip they put on YouTube?
Yeah, it looks good. Have you seen the clips of the young lad playing the teenager?
You mean Wiccan?
Yeah. He is trained well. An interviewer went, "So who would you like to play your twin?" And he goes, "Twin? What do you mean twin? My character doesn't have a twin, does he?" "Well, yeah, Wiccan." "Who's Wiccan?"
See, the thing is, if you watch that clip, some people were like, "Oh, are they teasing Mephisto again?" I'm like, no. They're telling you who he is. So in the scene, it says "Welcome Coven," and she rips down the thing, and the only thing that remains is a W, and then it pans so you can see the W and him stood there.
Yeah, he's Wiccan.
Which to me was like either alluding to the fact that he's going down the Witcher's Road for his mum, Wanda, or he's Wiccan. You know, it's basically telling you W, him, Wiccan.
I like the fact people are rumouring the guy who plays his boyfriend in the other show he's known for. Damn it, my other half's going to kill me. Heartstoppers. He's been rumoured heavily to play Hulkling.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. Especially seeing as though they are the kings of space.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I know they won't do it because he did the Ralph Boner joke, but it would have been hilarious if they hadn't have brought Evan Peters in to do the Ralph Boner joke. If they had Evan Peters play Adult Speed.
How do we know he's not?
Could be.
How
Because,
do we know Agatha didn't mess with his brain?
well, it was Agatha all along. And if that's not the theme song, they've missed a trick.
I think that was the name from the beginning. The only other thing I'm waiting for is Shang-Chi 2. Because I enjoyed Shang-Chi.
Especially because they told us it would return.
Yes, I'm still waiting.
Well, actually, they never said Shang-Chi would return. They said the 10 Rings will return. And I'm still waiting for the 10 Rings to return.
But look at how long it's took them to bring the fact there's a massive head poking out the earth.
Confirmed that it's adamantium.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that's how they were going to do adamantium in that universe. It makes sense.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Captain movie.
Me too.
No, to be honest, we've got Harrison Ford in CGI gear.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm also a bit nervous about how they're going to handle it. Mainly Red Hulk.
I'm also looking forward to Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts looks good. They're in the Avengers Tower, so we finally know who bought it.
As much as the girl was nice and as the Taskmaster, can we not have actual Taskmaster, please?
Well, I think that'd be cool because they're going up against
Sentry
and stuff like that. Maybe nothing happens to her specifically, but post-credit scene could be her in a room and the real Taskmaster showing up and being like, "Excuse me, but you copied my shtick."
Yeah.
And then they could change her name to Copycat or something like that. Instead of her being
Talking about Copycat, the one thing that Vanessa, who played Deadpool's other half, said she would like to have done is her character Vanessa is actually a hero itself.
Yeah.
Called Copycat, I believe.
I believe that's where I got the name from.
It'd be nice to see her with powers.
It
Because I like that actress, to be honest.
I do. But yeah, that's fun. And then I suppose, moving on from Marvel and just before we wrap up and everything, I did promise at the beginning of the episode in our little catch-up with the audience.
Okay, one last thing before we go to that. The new Superman suit.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but why did they have to bring back the pants?
Because it's classic.
Yeah, but it looks stupid.
It's a classic, dude. You can't not have the classic.
You can when it looks stupid.
But that's just... You just said, when we were talking about the Fantastic Four, that was one suit.
True.
We don't know what the other suit is.
I really hope they're not on all of them. I get fans wanting them back because it's classic, but honestly,
I hope they
in the
do
real
what
world,
My Adventures with Superman did.
What?
Have you seen My Adventures with Superman? It's
Which
like
one?
an anime.
Is that the one with Jack Quaid voicing him?
I think so.
Is it the newest animation?
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
an
Jack
anime.
Quaid.
It's on Channel 4.
Yeah, I keep going to watch it, but forgetting.
Well, I've not watched it all, but I did get kind of spoiled through TikTok that in the final episode of season 2, he gets a new suit, and the new suit doesn't have pants.
God,
Whereas the old suit in My Adventures with Superman had pants on the outside. Because it was more the hometown Kansas City Superman.
I get why people want them back, but honestly, in real world and live action, it doesn't look right.
It looks stupid. I like the idea of getting not doing the Cavill. Like, I love Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
But the one thing that bugs me about Cavill's suit is it's just blue.
Yeah.
Like, just straight blue till you get to the...
Couldn't you just give them like red trousers?
Well, the thing is, what I would do is you have the standard Superman suit, red belt, just to cut off
Yes.
at the waist,
So it's not all one piece.
all one piece,
Yeah, I get
and
that.
then the red boots. That looks fine, because you've seen that in the New 52. That looks fine. It's when it's a one piece,
Yeah, I get that.
and it's like, you just got a blue. Straight.
Anyway, House of Dragon before we go.
House of the Dragon. Well, I'm going to preface this by saying I haven't finished the season. I haven't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Because I got to the episode with the weird dream sequence between Damon and a woman doing it, and then it being confirmed that the woman he was doing it with in this weird dream sequence was his mother. Now, I've excused, and I think a lot of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon fans have excused a lot of incest for this show and books to make sense.
What do you mean? Like Alison making her son marry her daughter?
Mm-hmm. Auntie and nephew, or uncle and niece doing it, or brother and sister doing it. But I personally am going to draw the line at parent and child. It might have been a daydream, but it was unnecessary. It's not in the books, I've read it. So it was an unnecessary add-on by the showrunners. It didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
They did it for shock value, basically. And I haven't been able to get past that episode.
But has it got you talking about it?
It did.
Exactly why they've done it.
I know why they did it. The only thing is it puts me off finishing the rest of the show.
It's like I've got a mate who complains about the Coke and Bear advert. It annoys him. That's why. It gets you remembering it.
Yeah. The episodes I have watched, I enjoyed and didn't at the same time. There were some that I liked. I was intrigued by. And then again, like that, there were scenes that were just weird, and why are they here?
Understandable.
It was weird, and then apparently there's other scenes further later on that a lot of people went, where did that come from? Apparently Rhaenyra and the White Worm have a makeout session.
The White Worm?
Yeah, you know that woman, you've seen season 1, yeah?
Yeah.
You know that woman Damon sleeps with, but she's like Varys. She's like she's like really good at getting information. They call her the White Worm.
Yes.
Well, apparently her and Rhaenyra have a makeout session in episodes I haven't seen. But was it necessary for the series.
Possibly.
My thing is, if it's not in the book, if you're adding something that's not in the book, it kind of needs to move the story along.
Have a point to it.
Whereas if you're just adding it in to be like, look at this.
Oh my god, I'm going to make that person bonk that person.
Or, look at this. This is something that's going to be culturally diverse. We're going to have 2 women kiss. Is it necessary? Was it alright to have it in? Of course. And especially when you find out one of the actresses asked for the scene to be put in.
Oh?
I believe it's the actress that plays Rhaenyra.
Oh.
I always forget her name.
I do. Technically it's their name.
Apparently there was supposed to be a moment where they get into each other's personal space, and it was supposed to be interrupted, and it was supposed to be implied that there was a bit of tension.
Yeah.
But not really happening.
But they added a smoochy scene.
But then the actress that played Rhaenyra was like, well, why are we cutting it off? If you want to apply this tension, show the tension.
Yeah, it makes sense. So,
if that's where they thought their character should go, fair enough, but I'm a person that thinks if you're going to add something, take things out from the book, like they took out Nettles, and then add something in that isn't in the book.
Nettles?
So there's a character in the book called Nettles. She's she's a bastard, I believe.
Oh.
But she has the seed, the dragon seed in it, so she can dragon ride.
Oh, fair.
And it's implied that her and Daemon have an affair.
Oh, okay.
And when Daemon disappears above the God's Eye after the fight with Aemond, spoiler alert if you've not read the books, sorry guys, there's 2 theories. One, he disappeared beyond the wall and becomes a White Walker like you want him to.
Yeah.
The other is that he flew away with Nettles to Essos, where every Targaryen goes when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
But the showrunners took out the Nettles plotline, and then they've added in this weird sort of affair, sort of not affair, through a dream with his mum, and this sort of affair, sort of not of affair between Rhaenyra and the White Worm. So if you're going to take a plotline out and then add in a similar plotline, but not the same sort of thing,
Make it count.
Is it going to count? Is anything going to come of Daemon having that dream, and is anything going to come of the kiss with the White Worm? Now, like I said, I haven't finished the series. I'm going to finish the series because I'm going to force myself to watch it. Just because it's just... I'm just one of those people... It's like with Harry Potter, when they've took things out of Harry Potter and they added things into Harry Potter, and it's like, well, why did you take out that but add this in? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
The biggest one for me with the Harry Potter one is in the film 4, Goblet of Fire, where they're in the maze and they take out the blast-ended scroots. You know, those creatures that Hagrid creates.
Yeah.
And instead, they give you the cursed kids. Like, you know, like how the Durmstrang dude is cursed to start attacking people.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, fair enough, you chose to do that instead, probably to save on the CGI budget.
It might have been better technically.
But this comes nothing because you haven't showed us Harry having a relationship with this dude.
Yeah.
You showed us Hermione having a thing for this dude.
Which was basically just to make one jealous.
Yeah, and we literally... But he has like 3 lines of dialogue. If they'd have showed more of Crumb...
It made sense.
It would have been more of a thing when Crumb just starts attacking people. But as a kid, I never understood that he was bewitched because I just thought he was an arse.
Yeah.
So it was like, you didn't really show us what you wanted to show us.
It made sense it being the girl who went a bit wacky.
If they'd have done it with Fleur, then it would have made sense to me because I'd have been like, okay, that makes sense because Fleur was just being really nice to Harry because he saved her sister. now Fleur attacking them, that doesn't seem right.
No.
And that would have been another nail in the coffin of something's not right here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were going for when they showed his glazed eyes and everything, that someone had tampered with everything.
Yeah.
But it didn't really play out the way, in my opinion.
No.
And some of our friends really don't like Goblet of Fire.
I don't get why. You need it.
I know.
Anyway,
so that's my thoughts on House of the Dragon so far. I will probably do a TikTok once I've watched it to update you on what I thought of the season as a whole. But thank you for listening to this episode and us ramble about nerdy shit.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment if you finished House of the Dragon and what you think about the rule changes to Dungeons and Dragons.
And Superman's pants.
So, this is Ethan, signing off.
Help!